At 7 o'clock, we'll call this council meeting of July 23rd to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Miller,
Yes?
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
First item is the approval of minutes of June 15 special meeting.
I make a motion on it.
Second.
Miller,
Yes?
Williams,
Abstain?
Shivers,
Abstain.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Next is approval of the work session meeting of June 25th.
I move we approve the June 25th, 2018 work session minutes as presented. Second.
Miller,
Yes?
Williams,
Abstain?
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Abstain.
Briggs,
Yes.
Next is the approval of the regular session meeting of July 9th.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Miller,
Abstain?
Williams,
Abstain?
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Item 4, under new business and ordinance, bill number 2018-47, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a traffic engineering assistance program agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission. Mr. Riggs,
I know everything.
Thank you.
Yes.
Your Honor, yes, we received a grant for a sidewalk transition plan through MoDOT, and to cover the details, we'll turn to Kenzie Russell.
Back in September of 2017, we had applied for a TEEP, Transportation Enhancement Program grant, and specifically for assistance in helping us develop a sidewalk transition plan to meet the Americans with Disability Act requirements. We were awarded that grant. MoDOT actually awarded 2 fiscal years at that time, and we were in the 2019 fiscal year, which just started this past July 1. They sent us the program agreement, which is pretty standard when we have MoDOT funds that we're using on a project, and this ordinance is for authorization to enter into that program agreement with MoDOT. The total project is a $10,000 amount, $8,000 from MoDOT, and the city supplies $2,000 in matching funds for that. And that will approval would let us enter into the agreement and kick that particular project off.
where is this? Where are we going to use this sidewalk
It's for a transition plan for the community.
plan? Okay, thank you.
It will give us hopefully some guidance as we develop capital improvements and all in the future.
Pleasure of the board.
I move for first reading by title only of bill number 2018-47.
Second?
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2018-47, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a traffic engineering assistance program agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. I move for second reading of bill number 2018-47.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2018-47, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a traffic engineering assistant program agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. I move for passage of bill number 2018-47.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Item 5A, new business, bill number 2018-48, a resolution adopting a position classification and pay rating schedule for the city of Mexico, Missouri. Reading by title only and passage. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. In January, Council approved contract services with Austin Peters Group to perform a comprehensive wage and benefit study. The focus of the study was to update job descriptions, verify position ranges, employee compensation and benefits against a competitive external market and internal equity. Austin Peters Group has provided the report to City Council. It was found that the city employees' benefit package is both competitive and fiscally responsible when compared to the market survey. Therefore, no adjustments was recommended. Findings, now, this was at the time, and so adjustments will be made or changes as we move into the next year. But findings do show that the wages for the most of the general hourly positions were close to market, and only minor modifications in grades and ranges were warranted. A few of the positions within the group were recommended to be modified within the grade and wage schedule, or more aggressive to address some internal equity and market findings. The study did confirm our concerns that we do need to make range and grade adjustments within the Department of Public Safety so that the city improves its position in hiring and retaining public safety and enforcement personnel. The exempt positions were found to be competitive and with market, and only a few position grades and changes were modified as recommended. And that is what was recommended in the study. Now, to address the outcome of the study, city management did work with the Austin Peters Group and developed proposed new position classification and pay range, which was included in the study. And for the generally hourly group, the public safety group, and the exempt personnel on the schedule. What this will do is place the city in a competitive position to attract and retain qualified personnel, provide flexibility within the pay plan to remain competitive with the market now and in the future, and be administratively achievable in recognition of the city's financial constraints. So for the general hourly pay group, what's recommended is with the modified few positions on the grade and range scale, an increase in whole pay schedule by 1%. For the public safety officers hourly group, increase the whole pay scale an average of 4.68%, and adjust the grade and range scales for all positions that reflected in the study. For the exempt positions, most of those pay ranges and grades were found again to be competitive, therefore remained unchanged. In some instances, the pay range was minimally modified upward or downward by positions recommended. However, no whole pay scale adjustment is recommended on that group at this time. Therefore, management proposes the new wage scale for all three groups to be approved for the upcoming fiscal year 2019, and would go into effect October 1, 2018. Staff recommends council proceed with the reading by title only and passage of the attached resolution adopting the proposed position class and pay range schedule for the City of Mexico to become effective on October 1, 2018.
Questions?
I only have one question, Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, David, to get around to it. Have we changed our wording as far as, because it used to be that the RSO, the school resource, was exactly $1 more. Now I notice it's $1, then it goes up every year after that, so.
It, on the schedule, let me take a quick look at that one, but it was adjusted in the first year, and then it's by percent thereafter.
Okay.
So it follows the same percent on each of the scales.
That's all I had.
Can I, ready for motion? Sure. Okay, I move for reading of bill number 2018-48 by title only.
Second. Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Read bill number 2018-48, a resolution adopting position classification and pay range schedule for the City of Mexico, Missouri.
Move for passage.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Move for passage.
Move for passage.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Item B, a Bill 2018-49, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute agreement with Audrain County Historical Society and the ACCIS for Safe Place for requested funds from the Mexico tourism tax. Reading by title only and passage. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. The Tourism Commission did receive applications for funding. They have met and made recommendations. And to cover the recommendations, we'll turn to Roger Haynes.
Good evening, Council. The Mexico Tourism Commission met on Tuesday, July 17th, and as part of that meeting, the Commission reviewed 2 applications for tourism funding and recommends to City Council the distribution of funds as follows. First, the Audrain County Historical Society for their 2018 Walk Back in Time, which will be held from September 28th through September 30th. They requested funding in the amount of $8,981.17. The amount recommended by the Commission is $8,500, and that is the same as the funding amounts for 2016 and 2017. Secondly, the Audrain County Crisis Intervention Services requested funding for their music festival to be held on November 3rd, 2018. This is a one-night event with one performance. They requested $2,500. The amount recommended by the Commission is $500. As a little bit of background, last year the ACCIS requested funds for a silver anniversary music bash to celebrate their 25 years in existence, and that was also a country music-themed show. The Commission did recommend $2,500 last year, again because of it being what was thought to be a one-time event celebrating their 25 years in existence. Attendance last year was just over 300, and based on the number of attendants, the length of the show, that is how the Commission came up with the amount of $500. And the staff recommends that Council concur with the Mexico Tourism Commission's recommendation and proceed with a reading by title only and passage of the attached resolutions.
Girls' pleasure.
I guess I'll practice this. Okay. I move for reading of Bill number 2018-49 by title only.
Second.
Miller,
Yes. Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2018-49, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute agreement with the Audrain County Historical Society and Audrain County Crisis Intervention Services for our Safe Place for requested funding from the Mexico Tourism Tax. I move for passage of bill number 2018-49.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Item C under 5, Bill number 2018-50, a resolution accepting the conveyance of right-of-ways and temporary construction easements for the Holt Street reconstruction project. Reading by title only and passage. Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor. As Council is aware, we did receive federal highway funds to assist us in the reconstruction of Holt Street. As a part of that, the city did need to receive some temporary easements from property owners for the design of sidewalk and additional right-of-way for construction. To date, we've received 17 of those. We have 2 more of those to approve. We've approved those over the last couple of months here. So we have 2 more this evening, and we'd recommend that we proceed with reading and approving those easements. And if you have any questions, Kenzie Russ will be glad to answer.
Good job getting 2 more.
I would just note for the council's information that these have been obtained with the assistance of residents on Holt Street in locating people and getting the contact made. They have been very helpful for us.
Somebody's pleasure.
Move for first for reading of Bill number 2018-15.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill Bill number 2018-50, a resolution accepting the conveyance of right-of-ways and temporary construction easements for the Holt Street Reconstruction Project, MoDOT T 4400 310 project. I move for passage of Bill number 2018-50.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Item D, Bill number 2018-51, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Waterproof Solutions for joint sealing of the Elmwood Lift Station, reading by title only and passage. Mr. Slade.
Yes, Your Honor. The Elmwood Lift Station, we've had trouble with water leaking, groundwater leaking into the wet well, and we've tried to fix it over the years, and now we have another solution here to hopefully do that and cover the details of what we're doing and the bids that we've received. We'll turn to Kenzie Russell.
As Bruce mentioned, the Elmwood Lift Station has been a problem almost from the time that it was constructed due to some of the construction issues at the time. We have reduced the amount of water leaking in by trying to inject bentonite cement grout around the outside of the wet well outside of the lift station itself on 2 occasions, but we've not been 100% successful. And so we continue to have water that comes in that continues to cause the pumps to run more hours. That becomes a maintenance and a replacement issue for us, as well as just the issue of trying to eliminate the stormwater from our sanitary system. And so we put out for bid a project asking vendors to give us a solution and list products and any warranty that they would provide for the work to seal the lift station. We received 5 bids that are listed there in the council letter. The least expensive one essentially was using a hydraulic plug and cement, which we've already tried, and that has failed. That's something that we tried with our own folks, so we didn't feel like that was going to be the best solution. The next one uses a product called Avante 202, which is a hydrophilic project. It actually attracts water and forms a gel. There was no warranty provided with that. The recommended solution from Waterproof Solutions uses Avante 275, which is a hydrophobic type product which actually repels water. It creates a more rigid seal. It's injected and actually forms the seal on the outside of the joint. They drill holes through and inject it there. They do provide a 3-year warranty, and so we felt like this was the lowest and the best bid, and we're recommending approval of an agreement with Waterproof Solutions from Fenton, Missouri to do that. The budget comes from our lift station improvements line item, which was approved in our 2018 budget. There's over $30,000 available in that budget, so we can cover the cost.
Does this have a drying time on it?
It does have a cure and a set time that can be adjusted by the amount of rosin and hardener mix that I think the standard set time is 30 seconds. It's actually mixed at the nozzle as it's injected.
Questions? More? If not, anybody hate this one or like it?
Make a motion to buy the
It's bill number 2018. Bill number
read
2018.
bill number
2815. 51.
2018-51.
2018-51.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols, Briggs,
Yes. Resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Waterproof Solutions for joint sealing of the Elmwood lift station. I move for passage of the bill.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Item 6A is the claims.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols, Briggs,
Yes.
Next item are comments. I would like to at least acknowledge, first of all, that we have Troop 57 Boy Scouts in the crowd. And we're glad you're here. You're working on which badge?
Citizenship in the community.
Citizenship in the community, okay. Glad you're here. Mrs. Briggs, you're first on the list for council comments.
Comments. Well, tomorrow night, there is a concert in the park, and we have a new community course, and it's a beautiful evening. They're fun to go to, and they're free, so I hope we see everybody there. And the community course is, Kara Miller is directing that. It's brand new, it's great.
Mr. Williams?
I got a few things. So, I don't know if this is true or not. Are we not weed eating the Elmwood Cemetery stones? Not true. Okay. Just clarifying for people. Second, we've got the resolution. The first one was the resolutions for the sidewalks, right? So, have we had any more discussions with MoDOT about Highway 54 out there? I mean, it is ridiculous out there, and they know it is. They've admitted it is. It's to the point it's hurting development, because if you remember last year, we wouldn't even approve a development next to the ACT Center because we felt the traffic would be too much to add to that section. So we've got money for sidewalks. I mean, I know that's not your decision, but I mean, have we had this discussion? I mean, because their theory is they don't have money, but they do have money. So
And we have described the project there as safety improvements on South Clark or Highway 54, and that is a project that both the city and Audrain County have placed on the Regional Transportation Advisory Committee project list to feed into the state transportation plan. That process has been on there now for a couple of years, a couple of go-arounds, still on there. The process this year of ranking those projects is in process right now. They haven't been ranked, and each county, each area supplies 5 recommended projects to the planning committee. And so it is one of our 5. It is one that we are trying to keep in front of MoDOT. Safety and maintaining the system are the 2 main goals that MoDOT has with their limited funding, and so we're still hopeful that because it is a safety enhancement, a safety-related improvement, that we can eventually work through the system and get something done there.
who ranks those?
The Transportation Advisory Committee, through the Regional Planning Commission, our Council on Governments, does the local ranking. It is provided as an advisory recommendation to MoDOT. MoDOT has an internal ranking group then that finalizes it for the district. Those projects then go to the state level.
I know it's, I mean, we have no control over it, but it's just frustrating when I see sidewalks and, you know, and unfortunately, you know, I hate to say this, but I mean, it seems like when you look in this area, when something terrible happens, then they jump on it, and this is something that you can look at and you can see that it's just begging for somebody to just get seriously hurt out there, and I'm afraid it's going to take that before they're actually going to do something. And so I just want to make sure that's the forefront, and maybe somebody will watch and say, hey, So, but on streets, while I'm on streets is Huntingfield. I don't take Huntingfield very much to work, but I do take it, and it seems like every time I turn around, every time I take that street, seems like they're measuring something out there traffic wise. What is that all about, and why do we keep doing it over and over? So,
Yeah, it's about, they have the counts set up right now, and at this point, we're still doing the speed assessment out there because we've had a lot of questions about whether the speed should be reduced, and so we're doing those counts to verify what everyone's doing, and so that blends into, excuse me, I got what you got, I guess, into making that decision, so.
is that our equipment? Or
This is ours, yes.
This is our equipment. Well, didn't you just send us an email a few weeks ago and said the speed study you just didn't?
You've done it
We're
in two
doing
different
another one?
locations, right?
We did one on the south end, we're doing one on the north
Okay.
end, and that'll give us a better picture of that entire stretch.
Well, I just that makes more sense because I'm like thinking, well, you got all this, and I can tell you like Omar Street. I mean, if we're talking speed, maybe we need to be taking some measurements over there because my grandma lives right there, and those cars fly up and down that road. So I just didn't understand why Huntingfield kept like I said, I don't take it much, but when I do, it seems like there's always something measuring, and I'm like so. And then last, land on a positive note, I heard we had some promotions. We finally made promotions in the police department, so hopefully you know those guys, or maybe they can come in next time or something. We can give them some recognition for a job well done.
Well, of course, that makes everything all kilter, and when we get them all done, we would be happy to. We're going to be doing detectives next, and then the SROs, depending on how the detectives go.
Well, congratulations to the ones that have been promoted, so good job to all. That's it.
Mr. Nichols?
About 2 meetings ago, I think we brought up your drive out there between Cinema and McDonald's. Did anything ever come to that?
We didn't hear anything. Have you guys heard anything? Our guys came out and did the work on our side. So.
Right. We were able to make contact with the adjacent property owner, and they indicated that they were going to proceed with doing something, and I thought that was in the works. Kenzie, have you heard anything additional?
I have not heard anything additional. They did indicate that they were planning on doing something. I don't know if they're waiting on bids at this point or just where they are in the process, but we did put them in touch with contractors that work for us. They've indicated they want to do some concrete work, so we provided them with some contractors.
I know the manholes don't raise. I know it's a road around that lowers, but looks like every time I go up, that manhole gets higher and higher and higher. They get a bigger truck load one of these days. Going on 54 south of Lake Ozarks yesterday, I saw this billboard. Very impressive billboard. Said Shivers for Senate. The wave as I went by. So anyway, that's all I have.
Dr. Shivers?
Good to see Boy Scouts here. Sorry I don't have a voice, but I just wanted to say I had the pleasure the other weekend of seeing Beauty and the Beast Junior by Presser Performing Arts Center, and it was amazing to see what their youth camps are doing. I wish my schedule has been too busy to see any of the other ones, but it was amazing to see what they were able to accomplish in 10 days. And that's it.
Mr. Schlegel?
I have nothing this time, Your Honor.
One thing I have to say is, again, glad to see Troop 57 here. I'm on the board of directors of the Great River Council, so I'm very in tune with the Boy Scouts. I see we have one Order of the Arrow back there on the back row. Good job. I see your sash on. There may be others, but yeah, there's sash on.
You have good eyesight.
At this time, we're open for public comments. If you'd like to make a public comment, we ask you to come to the podium, state your name and address, and try to hold your comments to 3 minutes. Floor is open. We'd be happy to answer some questions for you Boy Scouts, or try. You may be too deep for us. Yes, sir.
I'll get it started, and they'll get brave in a minute. Iris Shoemaker at 5 Branchwood Road. I have 2 items that I would kind of like for the council to think about as time passes by. Unfortunately, I've been busy for a couple months, so they're a little delayed. And I thought it was interesting that Mr. Williams kind of touched on one of my concerns, and it was in regard to the status of Elmwood Cemetery for Memorial Weekend. My husband and I took off to do our cemetery rounds, and when we arrived to that setting, it made me sad to see my husband so sad at the situation that his parents' grave were. I almost loaded my lawnmower up and to go back and mow it. I didn't, but I thought about it. It appeared to have been mowed on Tuesday when I went back, because my mother requested she only receive live flowers, so we do that at all of the cemetery plots we go to. So I go every few days to water them, and so I did notice that on the Tuesday, I believe it was mowed. I think it should have been mowed the week before. That's number 1. Number 2, so if you could just stick that into a file. As a teacher, I have a file for the upcoming year. Everything I do is there. The other one was something that had, been a thought of my husband's and mine, but we really hadn't ever said anything at the time we moved on to our street. But a neighbor mentioned it this spring, and so I thought, well, while I was here, I may as well just bring that one up too. Branchwood is only 1 block long. It only serves 7 houses, but it is a curved street, and there is no street light in the center of it. There is one at Clark, and there's one at Jefferson Street. But the reason I have 2 flower beds by my driveway is because I kept having my lights run over. I was trying to illuminate it a speck so people would make that curve and not get in my yard, which happened several times when we first moved in. But then a neighbor across the street brought that topic to my attention this spring when I was out once again planting my flowers after the water line had gone through, and I'd had to take them all up and plant them again. And so anyway, I just thought I might mention that because it is kind of dark. And a year ago this summer when I was working in the yard one evening, there's this one lady that I frequently see walk down that street, and she goes someplace and she comes back with bags. But anyway, she remarked that she was trying to get on home before it got dark because the street is so dark, and it is very, very dark. So just a thought, the neighbor across the street thinks the electric line is on the south side of the street. He thought it would be rather easy to maybe put one at the corner of his yard. I don't know. But you might want to think about one, or maybe one at where the curve starts this way and one where the curve is up here. I don't know. Anyway, just a thought, because I think it would be a lot safer, because there are kids that walk through there, there's bike riders, there's adults that walk, and it's pretty dark. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Miller,
Yes?
Williams,
Yes.
Shivers,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.